I was completely blown away, completely, because I'd never seen fish so fresh in my life, and it changed everything. For years, we've always been on traceability when it comes to, where do your eggs come from, where does your beef come from, you know the guy that grows your vegetables, you know the guy that planted the seed for the carrot. But we've never really had that connection when it comes to the fish supplier. So this changes everything. So now all of a sudden you can put a name to the guy that fished or took it out the water. You can put a name to the community, the families that it's affected. And the fact that you can trace all of that back, and it's amazing, the scanning the code to kind of see where all of that comes from. It changes everything. It makes it real. It makes it something you can be proud of, that you can put on a menu. Well, COVID was, we never asked for it. It came, and it destroyed so many lives in our kitchen. The reality of the knock-on effect of industry being closed from the supplier, and especially with ABALOBI, because it's community-based. They're kind of like, there was a certain amount of warmth knowing that some people can, at least supply us again, and there's some revenue flowing through the system and the community. The fish, I don't know how to explain this, but there's something about fish that is so fresh. You can actually, a week later, we kind of like still have that fish, and it's like, it's still okay. Many of our other suppliers that we've had in the past, you know for a fact you've got 2 days on that fish. With ABALOBI, we know we've got a little bit more time to play with. From the moment we receive a push notification, that moment is quite intense, because you need to be there quick. You need to be quick in ordering, because there's a couple of other chefs that's gonna beat you to that button. It always breaks me knowing that when you've pushed that button to order, and you kind of think, you know what, I can possibly do with another 5 kilos or 10 kilos, and you go back onto the app and just hope that there's something left, and it's just gone. I understand there's somebody else who's got fast fingers, and PJ, I'm watching you. Right?
I want to be able to just boom, order.
All right, so often we have quite a selection of fish, so it can be, when you go through the weights, you would have something like 1 Yaku pivot, or 1 gurnard, or 1 silver. I normally take those because I don't mind having singles on the menu. And I'm quite passionate about using whole fish, and I know a lot of people don't kind of like that, but for me, I love it, because if you look at the fish, normally once you fillet it, you're going to waste 50% of that fish, and that's a big shame. And for me, it's very important that you use the skin. There's so much meat in the cheeks, the collar, all of that can be used. So when you roast the fish whole, that's where all that sweet meat comes from. And believe me when I tell you, the meat from the collar is the best, from the spine, from the cheeks. Those are the sweet pieces of meat that you should be after, not that beautiful fillet. It's the same when you do a chicken. I always go for the oyster, I always go for the back spine. It's the same with fish. That's where the nicest pieces lie. My favorite fish is snook. I'm sorry, I know there are a lot of people out there that don't like the bones, but you know what, you can eat past those bones, you can lick off your fingers, there's just something about a snook on a braai. That's it. I prefer getting the fish from ABALOBI, because I know that there's a little bit more shelf life to it, and the diversity kind of helps with moving things around the menu. And it's a one-stop shop for me at this stage as well, so it makes it easier. And I think for me the most important thing is a little bit of trust as well, because that thing is fresh. You know that it's going to come at the best possible time.